I'm just going to buy it, and, you know, all that stuff starts to happen. So.
Okay, so part 2 is how to book a party.
Mm-hmm.
Is that it? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, one sec, make sure. You're a little crooked.
Yeah. And then, but it's like, and it sucks because you can be at a high level in the company, but you're like, yeah.
Okay.
Part of the trade show, buy it, pass it to them, buy something else. For sure.
Part 2, how to book a party.
Okay, so before we get into more of the meat of the actual party, which I know everyone is most excited about, you can't do a party if you don't have one in your calendar. So a lot of the times when I've done trainings, people always ask me like, okay, this is awesome, but like, how do I book one? If you it's all about creating interest. If you create interest for your products, you'll get sales. And for the most part, we're all really good at that. You know, I see most of you in my timeline all the time, and there's really awesome things that are happening. You know, all the videos, and we're focusing on the benefits of products and all that sort of thing. So we're selling products. Okay, but we're not ever creating that interest for hosting. If you create interest for parties, you'll get hosts. If you create interest for the opportunity, you'll get recruit leads. She sounds familiar. So yeah, you have to create that interest. And like I said, we want to change up our parties. We cannot book unique parties anymore. Okay, we need to book specific parties, and we're going to do kind of a little brainstorming session here in a minute. So what I did with my one I did last month, it was about, like 35, 40 minutes by the end of, at the end of the day, and I did 1,300 in sales. And that was with very little effort on my part, but the way that I positioned it was a makeup, I called it Jen's Makeup to Go and Glow Party. So I'm like, I could focus on all of our awesome products, but people are sitting there like, even if they're believing you that all these things are awesome, they're like, okay, but I don't have $500 to spend with you today, or $1,000 to spend with you today. So you have to focus and be very specific. And then with this lens to providing content, I positioned mine as I was doing not a Facebook party, that this girl Jen, my host, was hosting an online makeup lesson where her friends could come and learn how to do a full face of makeup in under 5 minutes. And in my about section for that, I put that it's completely free to join. Because how many people spend money to attend events like that? You're giving away this content for free. So now my guests are like, oh my gosh, she's doing me a favor. She's giving me this free lesson, and I don't even have to pay anything for it. And then with that, once they feel like they're getting something, they're willing to give something back. So we need to make sure that we're creating that interest. So you can create interest. The biggest thing with booking parties is, and I'll get into this in a later section, is creating booking chains, because it's easier to book a party from a party. It's harder to sit there and be like, all right, I got nothing on my calendar, where am I going to find this? And then you have to spend time messaging people and trying to put it out there, where if you're just consistently working the business, you're going to consistently
that person kind of knows what to expect too, right?
Yeah, and that should be your goal. Like every party that you have, that should be your goal, is to at least get minimum, just get one person from that party to book another party.
Yep.
And then from there and there and there.
We get so focused on the sales because we live in, an instant gratification. We want to see the money now. I want to see this now. But instead, think about long-term for your business. Yeah, I want to make money today, but I really want to make money next month. And if I'm going to sign my daughter up for dance lessons, and I made money this month to pay for it, I got to make sure that I'm making that money every single month to continue going towards that. So when you're when you're doing your Facebook parties, you really want to focus on sales, bookings, and recruiting, because that's what's going to keep your business moving forward. So yeah, you have to create that interest you can do things like videos. You can share testimonials from your hosts. Talk about lessons. Be like, oh my gosh, I just did an amazing, makeup lesson last night. I did this and this and this. And then people will start to see that. The second thing you need to do is you need a booking lead notebook. A lot of the times when you're desperate for business, that comes across to you know, your customers and the people that you're reaching out to. So we don't ever want to be in a state of desperation. We want to feel like, yeah, like, oh my gosh, I have so much going on, but I'm so excited. Because then as you're talking to people, you can say, oh my gosh, Jen, my party last night with Jen, it went amazing and everybody went crazy for this. And then this person booked for this and they want this for half price and you want this for half price. Do you want it? I only have 2 days left in my calendar. They're like, go take it. Because that's what they're like. If you're like, no, girl, you have to do this now because I am filling up. And when your calendar is filling up, you get excited and you want to do more and you keep going and going and going. Instead of, hey Sally, how's it going? Oh yeah, my business has been going good. So, you know, things have just been crazy. I've taken a few months off from my business. Can you just help me out and do a party for me, please? They're like, okay. Or no, I don't even know you. So it happens to me on the regular. But you need a booking lead notebook. You need warm leads that you can go to every single month when you're in that point of, all right, I don't have any parties booked. I didn't create any booking chains. Who can I reach out to?
So what do they put in that book? Like they're going to put in just their
names of, like, literally think of everybody.
Customers first.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yes. So think of everybody you know. Think of everybody they know. And just keep, like, your booking lead notebook should feel so endless that you never sit down at the computer. If you don't have that list beside you, you sit down, you, like, look into the abyss of, like, I don't know anyone. But you do. You don't realize how many people you actually know or how many people that they know. Don't be afraid to ask people. So that's the third thing, is you have to ask. Most people say, I can't get a party. I'm like, but did you ask for a booking? And they're like, well, I told them that I do parties, and if they wanted to do a party, then they would just ask me. And it's not true. Me and Karen were talking about this when we sat down to talk about today. And it's the same thing with recruiting. There's this woman that I know, and she is married to a surgeon. They live in a huge, beautiful home. She doesn't work. She's a stay-at-home mom, and she went to a direct sales party. And the consultant did, you know, the whole, like, recruiting spiel and blah, blah, blah. This company's so awesome and yada, yada, yada. She never asked that woman if she had ever considered doing this. Because to the consultant, she probably felt like, number one, she probably doesn't need the income. She already has a beautiful home. But if she was interested, she would ask me about it. Well, that woman told me, she's like, I never, because what we do is like a part of, like I work with Belinda Ellsworth, and part of our studies that we do is we pick consultants at random. We go, okay, we want to go to your home party, we want to go on your Facebook party, and then we interview guests and hosts afterwards. We give them an incentive after, but like a little gift for helping out. But we interview all these people. Why didn't you book a party? You know, why didn't you book from this? Why didn't you join today? And every single time, I'd say 85% of people, their answer is the consultant never asked me.
Let me know is not asking.
Yeah. Saying I do this, let me know, yeah, isn't asking somebody. And that woman, even though she felt like she had everything, she's like, yeah, I have a nice house and I drive, you know, a Range Rover and whatever, my husband works. She's like, but I want to get out of the house every month. I want to make new friends. She's like, but by her not asking me, she made me feel like I wouldn't be any good at this. There's another woman that I know. She does she's a Pampered Chef, and her neighbor had lost her job, and she was like sitting there, and she's like, I don't know why she didn't do Pampered Chef years ago. Like, she's never asked me about it. She'd be so good at this. And she's like, maybe I should just go let her know now that she's lost her job. The woman started to cry, and she said, I have been waiting for you to ask me for the last 2 years if I could do this with you. And we are so afraid to ask because we fear rejection. We fear that when people say, no, I don't want to book with you, they're saying, no, you're a loser, I hate you. Stop talking to me. But that's not it. Sometimes things are happening in their life, and sometimes no means no for right now. It doesn't mean no forever. So when you're looking to book your parties and you've created that, you know, you're creating the interest and people are excited. So when you go to your booking lead list, people know that you're doing this. They've seen it. Like Karen posted the other day in the group. If she went to your personal profile right now, could she tell that you were a unique presenter?
And I meant on your wall, not on your description. If you have a picture or anything.
Well, I don't go crazy posting unique things on my wall. I do most of that in my VIP, but I do have the occasional personal things that Unique is doing for me, but never any.
But are you comfortable if someone went in, like, they would know? Like, so I went and creeped up a bunch of people's, and there was a bunch where I looked and I was like, I haven't seen a post in May at all.
Yeah.
And
she's not meaning join my team or buy this mascara spammy post. She means just like that you live in this lifestyle of unique.
Just lifestyle posts. If you go to my wall, you know that I run a unique business, right? Like this is what I do. And most of the ones that I did go creep, I was like, okay, yeah, totally, I know. Hey, you made it. Sorry. But then other ones, I couldn't tell, like, whatsoever. And nowadays, like, now that we run a business, even though Facebook is our private, it's like our private domain, it's not anymore.
Yeah.
If you want to make your Facebook private, then I suggest making another Facebook profile, adding your friends and your family only, and then posting your kids' pics or whatever you want to post on there.
You can, sorry.
You can
make lists and separate people.
Or you can do that, yeah. But now, your Facebook, unfortunately, is your business. And I'm telling you 110% that that's what works, right? That's what works. I mean, that's what works for me, and I know that it works for a lot of other people. It's just times change, right? And that's where we are. We're social media.
If you think about it, when I creep people's things if they're going to ask, or I'm going to want to look at someone's, to see if I want to work with them or whatnot. I literally I go look.
If they're unique, definitely I won't. Or if it works or any of that.
If they ask me for friends, I want to make sure they're not those bogus things. So I go look, and if you do posts and they're just friends and stuff, and they come to look for you, they don't see nothing. They'll see nothing. So they will think that you're a bogus
because
account.
I screen people. All my, like, if you go on my profile, anything, you can't tell if you're not my friend, you can't tell I'm unique. I have pretty much everything because I